This is just a sample of the training available at itdvds.com. To see complete training, please go to itdvds.com. Let's begin the sample. With TCP/IP and Ethernet, we have something called a broadcast, and a computer or device can send out a broadcast, and that broadcast will reach all hosts or devices in the broadcast domain. And we have two different types of broadcasts here, a layer 3 and layer 2. And again, we're going to be talking about the OSI model in a little bit, but this is just something we'll want to put in the back of our mind here. A layer 3 broadcast is the last IP in the subnet, and we'll talk about how to figure out what the last IP or the broadcast address is for a particular subnet. But let's just take an example, 192.168.6.0/24, so this is going to be a Class C subnet. The broadcast IP address for this is 192.168.6.255. So if a computer that's in this subnet sends a packet to this IP address, then it's actually going to go to all hosts in the broadcast domain, so in the subnet. And then we have our layer 2 broadcast. This is going to use a MAC address, but the MAC address is all Fs. So whether it be a layer 2 or layer 3 broadcast, that broadcast is going to reach all hosts in your broadcast domain. Now, only routers can create new broadcast domains. So switches or hubs or bridges do not break up broadcast domains. Only routers. So let's take a look at our diagrams. Here we have our two computers connected to our hub. How many broadcast domains do we have? Well, just one, because there aren't any routers to break up the broadcast domain. We replace that hub with a switch. Now, how many broadcast domains? Still one, because there's no routers. Switches don't break up broadcast domains. So if computer B sends a broadcast, it's going to go to computer A and also other hosts that are connected to this switch. Now we add a router. How many broadcast domains do we have? Well, we still only have one. This is one big broadcast domain. Now, if we had another link coming out here going to another router or switch or host, then we would have two broadcast domains because this router would be breaking it up. But we only have one link here coming off the router, so we only have one broadcast domain. Now let's see how many broadcast domains we have. Well, we have our two routers here, and we know those break up broadcast domains. So this is going to be 1, all these links. This is going to be 2. Router to router is another broadcast domain, and this is going to be 3. So this link coming off the router, this switch, and these two computers are going to be all in our third broadcast domain. So we have a total of 3. Now we add a hub. How many broadcast domains do we have? We still have 3, because hubs don't break up broadcast domains. Even if this was a switch, we would still only have 3 broadcast domains, because we would have 1. So this is all going to be 1, all these computers, including our hub, 2, and 3. So all of these links and computers and this switch is going to be in the same broadcast domain. So still only 3. So let's say this computer sends a broadcast, whether it be a layer 2 or layer 3 broadcast, it sends it out. Well, this host, and this host is going to get that broadcast because it's going to be sent out to all hosts in our broadcast domain, and our broadcast domain includes this host, this host, this host, and this host. But it's not going to reach this host or this host because this router is breaking up the broadcast domain. And if this host sends out a broadcast, then only this host is going to get it. It's going to be stopped here at this router. This router is going to drop the broadcast. It's not going to forward it on. Now, why would we want to break up our network into multiple broadcast domains? Well, broadcast packets, because they go to all the hosts on your broadcast domain, they can use up a lot of bandwidth and a lot of network resources. So if I have 1,000 hosts, let's say in this broadcast domain, all it takes is one computer to send out a packet or a layer 2 or layer 3 broadcast, and it's going to use up bandwidth on all the links to all of our other hosts. So you can see how the bandwidth usage can add up very fast. So by breaking it up into multiple broadcast domains, we basically limit the damage that a broadcast packet does, because we're limiting the hosts that broadcast is going to reach.